Today's topic at Studio Videnda is doodling. Many people think of doodling as something you got into trouble for at school, or maybe you do it now occasionally while you're bored, or maybe you don't do it or think about it at all. But as an example of freeform art that actually improves concentration, memory, making creative leaps, stress relief, big picture perspective, and productivity, among many other things, it's definitely beneficial to know a bit more about it. In this 2009 study, participants that doodled while listening to a rambling voicemail remembered 29% more information from the voicemail than those who were not asked to doodle. An article by Dr. Srini Pillai in Harvard Health Publishing speculates that this may be the case because doodling keeps the brain active in an indirect way, saying the permission to free draw keeps your brain online just a little while longer. He also says that short practices of doodling are beneficial to people such as students needing to process a lot of information by filling in gaps in their thinking and providing a much-needed reprieve from the loads of information they must wade through. So, instead of completely shutting down while bored, your thoughts can take a break from immediate attention and let the subconscious do the work. Think about when you're meditating or in a flow state at work. It's an essential mindset to have when optimizing these aspects of work and life. If you want to know more about how doodling can help one of those items specifically, I've linked up some articles and resources below that go into more detail. For those who would like to start doodling but want a more concrete stepping off point, sketchnoting is a similar practice, a term and concept coined by the author Crichton Berman in this article. One more thing to consider is that paper and pencil note-taking, or paper and pencil anything, is becoming much less prevalent these days. If you're interested in taking advantage of the benefits of doodling but are put off because you can't think of a context in which you'd have a notebook and paper on hand, consider buying a pad of sticky notes to do the job, or utilize a drawing app or tablet as paperless alternatives. But first, you have to train yourself to get into the habit of doodling without fear. Crichton Berman suggests practicing sketchnoting to TED Talks or similar short video lectures. To access the more meditative benefits of doodling, here's a fun and relaxing exercise inspired by the artists Georgia O'Keeffe and Vasily Kandinsky, who both used, in Georgia's words, the idea that music could be translated into something for the eye. Grab a piece of paper, or your paperless alternative, whatever you have on hand to doodle with, and some tunes. With no expectations, let the music guide your work. Listen to things like tempo and instruments and see how those affect your choice of everything from color or shapes to what directions your lines go. Definitely feel free to let your mind wander. Do a new doodle for every song. Depending on how much time you have, you can practice with one song or many, but 15 to 30 minutes is usually what it takes to fully get involved with the exercise enough to achieve the right meditative mental state. Also experiment between music with words and instrumental or familiar and unfamiliar songs. Maybe you have a cool work of art at the end, and maybe you don't. But in this case, the idea is very much process over product, so just have fun with it. You can sign up for my workshop on doodling and other surprisingly helpful workplace tools by clicking on the first link below. And don't forget to check out all the other doodling resources I have in the description as well. If you're interested in learning how to improve the way you give and receive critique, come back next week and we'll explore how an artistic mindset can help. See you then.